Yes, kings and queens. As 2025 appears to potentially be the best year in boxing in a very, very, very long time, they've come out and they've said what the Eubank versus Benn undercard is. And let's be honest, let's be really real, up front, whatever. I think they've missed the trick a little bit. The undercard is fine. The main event obviously is going to sell itself. It is going to be crazy. The build-up of it is going to be nuts. But the main event is normally enough to sell the show. But when you're doing these massive mega cards, these Turkey Al Sheikh Riyadh season, like just bangers, this undercard doesn't really do it for me, right? So from top to bottom, yeah, obviously the main event, Eubank versus Benn is going to be nuts, right? That fight with the rehydration clause / second day weigh-in, basically they're going to come out highly likely. It's going to be done, dusted in 4 to 6 rounds. It's going to be, there's no way that it can't be just a scrap, a wild scrap, right? Then the next one down, Lyndon Authur versus Anthony Yarde, okay? Great. The third fight of the two, they're one apiece. Is it a co-main? Yeah. Is it a co-main in a stadium show? Not so much. But for me, would love to see Lyndon win that one, right? Next one down on the list, right? Look at that. Look, Liam Beefy Smith. Very clever. Liam Beefy Smith versus Aaron McKenna. If Liam Beefy Smith is still got, if he's still a campaigner at 160 now, he's up there, and it's 1-on-1 between Eubank and him, both traded stoppages each, and if Liam looks great and Chris destroys Conor, as you know, you would arguably think that would be the case because you are fighting a welterweight, all of that, and you know, you've been telling us since day one that you're the Don, blah blah blah. Very clever marketing that you can immediately build in a narrative for the third fight of that one. And Mr. Al Sheikh clearly quite likes a trilogy. Next one down on the list, Chris Billam-Smith versus Glanton. Like, cool, whatever. Let's. Then the fun one of the night, Chev Clarke versus Vidal Riley. That is an absolutely delightful little fight. But as I was saying before, they have missed out on a trick, right? This would have been the perfect card to have Dalton versus Adam Azim. This could have been TKV versus Fraser Clarke. You could have had that on there. You could have had any one of the few boxer matchroom kind of rivalries. You could have just settled it, done and dusted, like, because the zeros mean nothing now. The paydays are great. Everyone can do whatever they want, providing that the money is put on the table. Bosh, have that, right? So they could have had TKV versus Fraser Clarke. TKV's fighting on the Adam Azim card, right? In this Saturday, right? You could have had Dalton versus Adam Azim, which I've heard that they did want, and the Azim lot, they just said no to it. But listen, let me know what you think about this. It's just not what it could have been. For me personally, I was expecting to see Ben Eubank top of the bill. Obviously, it's the top of the bill. It's what sells the fight. Then I was expecting I don't know what I was expecting, but this wasn't it, right? I can only say that probably it's like dating me. Like, you think it's going to be great and it just ain't. Love you, besties.